Fast food in the 90s did not just taste good, it felt like an event. The fries steamed through the paper bag before you got home. The drive-through sign glowed like a portal. There was a plastic toy rattling in the box, a sticky booth by the window, fountain soda ice that somehow tasted colder, and a playground that smelled like ketchup and rubber mats. So was it really the burgers, fries, and nuggets, or was it the wrappers, commercials, toys, and being 8 years old with no bills? By the end, we will know what actually changed. Picture arriving in the back seat after dark, your shoes pressed against the floor mat, the restaurant sign glowing through the windshield. Your parents lean toward the speaker box, ordering over engine noise while you watch the menu like it is a scoreboard. Inside, the place is bright enough to feel unreal. Red and yellow tiles, molded plastic booths, trash bins with swinging doors, and menu boards covered in glossy food photos. Behind the counter, fry baskets hiss, soda machines spit ice, and somebody tears receipt paper from a register. Through the window, the playground tubes shine under fluorescent lights. In the corner, a birthday party eats from cardboard trays, paper crowns sliding sideways. Then the bag arrives, warm and spotted with grease, with loose fries hiding at the bottom like a prize. By the 1990s, fast food had been built into the map of everyday family life. Restaurants clustered near subdivisions, schools, shopping centers, and highway exits, exactly where parents were already driving. The drive-thru fit the decade schedule. 2 working parents, soccer practice, errands, late commutes, and homework made a hot meal in a paper bag feel like a practical solution. It was not just cheap, it was predictable, fast, and available without getting everyone out of the car. For kids, these places became regular destinations. After school, after games, during road trips, or on the way home from the mall, fast food was part of the routine. Mall food courts turned it into a shared teenage hangout, while roadside signs made every trip feel connected by the same familiar stops. The food people remember was not imaginary. Fast food in the 1990s often came out hotter, greasier, saltier, and less standardized than it does today. Fries sat under heat lamps, wrappers trapped steam around burgers, and melted cheese could fuse into the bun before the bag reached the car. Many chains were also changing the mechanics behind the counter, frozen products holding cabinets, fryer oils, supplier contracts, and preparation routines all shifted over time. A nugget, taco breakfast sandwich, or slice of chain pizza could taste different because the recipe changed, but also because the kitchen system around it changed. Some of the strongest memories come from simple sensory details: crisp fries with too much salt, fountain drinks with heavy syrup, thick milkshakes, hot apple pies, soft cookies, and sundaes eaten before they melted. These were not gourmet foods. They were engineered for immediate impact. Fat, sugar, salt, heat, and texture. Portions and expectations mattered too. A burger that felt huge to a child might seem ordinary now. A dessert that felt like a reward after practice was competing with hunger, excitement, and novelty. So the answer is mixed. Some food really did change, and some of the flavor came from being young enough for a paper bag to feel special. The meal started before the first bite. In the 90s, the wrapper was part of the meal. Fry cartons came in bright reds, yellows, stripes, mascots, and oversized logos. Cups had cartoon characters, movie tie-ins, sports graphics, or collectible designs that made a fountain drink feel specific to that week. Kids' meal boxes opened like little treasure chests covered in puzzles, punch-out games, and loud typography that seemed built for the backseat of a car. Even the paper bag mattered. It crinkled, smelled like fries, and carried a design you could recognize from across the parking lot. The packaging felt like a toy before the toy. Modern packaging is often cleaner, simpler, and more corporate. Not necessarily worse, but less chaotic, less tactile, and easier to forget. Then there was the playground. For a kid in the 1990s, fast food was not just a counter, a booth, and a tray. It was a place with plastic slides, climbing tubes, party rooms, sticky floors, and ball pits that felt enormous when you were small. You did not sit still because the restaurant was designed to let you burn energy. That changed the meal. You ate faster because the reward was waiting behind the glass. Nuggets became something you rushed through before crawling into a tunnel. Fries tasted better when your friends were already taking off their shoes. A burger hits differently when there is a slide next to the dining room. The food was tied to motion, freedom, and permission to stay longer. The restaurant gave kids a reason to be excited before the first bite. The toy was the part of the meal you could not taste, but it changed everything. Before the box opened, there was a question. Was it the movie character from the commercial? The cartoon figure your friend already had? The tiny gadget that actually moved? Fast food chains built entire campaigns around that moment, with seasonal sets, plastic vehicles, mini games, and collectibles that made kids want to come back before the promotion disappeared. The food became part of a ritual. You ordered nuggets, fries, and a drink, but you were also buying a mystery wrapped in paper or hidden at the bottom of a bag. That is why why even an ordinary kid's meal felt bigger in the 1990s. It came with a chase, a reveal, and sometimes a reason to beg for another trip. Fast food commercials in the 1990s did not just show food, they built tiny worlds around it. A burger could arrive with a jungle beat, a talking mascot, a glowing menu board, and kids sprinting through a restaurant like it was an arcade. Pizza ads had stretchy cheese close-ups, spinning boxes, and limited-time toppings treated like movie premieres. Even fries got their own jingles, dances, and cartoon sound effects. These ads sold belonging as much as dinner. If you watched Saturday morning cartoons, the commercial felt like part of the show, with the same color, speed, and noise. For visuals, this is why recreated ads, original animations, generic mascots, parody menu boards, and brief documentary references work best. The point is not one brand, it is the entertainment machine around the meal. The menu board was part of the memory. Value meals, coupon sheets, kids' meal toys, and dollar-style specials made fast food feel like something a family could decide in the car, not plan into the budget. A parent saying yes on a weeknight could turn errands into an event. Fries got passed across the back seat. A soda came with the combo. The receipt did not feel like evidence of a major choice. That is why price nostalgia is emotional. It is not just that people remember cheaper burgers, they remember fast food as accessible, spontaneous, and low stakes. In the 1990s, it often felt like a small celebration that did not need a reason. The building did some of the selling before you even opened the door. Bright signs, red roofs, giant logos, and odd shapes made a restaurant easy to spot from the road. Some locations looked like little theme parks, with playgrounds, colorful booths, tile patterns, and characters printed on cups, walls, and toy displays. Inside, the dining room was part of the ritual. Kids wanted to stay, parents expected noise, and the space made eating there feel different from eating at home. Fast food restaurants used to look like places built for kids. Now many of them look like places built for mobile pickup. The newer style is cleaner, calmer, more digital, and more efficient, but it changes the feeling. The visit becomes less like entering a place, and more like completing an order. The menu matched that louder world. Fast food chains in the 90s were willing to throw strange ideas at the wall just to see what people would talk about. There were experimental pizzas, oversized burgers, novelty desserts, colorful drinks, movie tie-in meals, collectible cups, and kids' items that felt designed as much for the commercial as for the tray. Some ideas were regional tests. Some disappeared quickly. Some were not even that good, but that was part of the appeal. A new wrapper, a weird sauce, or a limited-time dessert made the place feel active. You could walk in and find something that had not been there last month. So the question is not just whether the food changed, it is whether the moment around the food changed. A burger after school did not taste like a burger on a lunch break. Fries in the back seat during a road trip came with cartoons on a hotel television, a paper map in the glove box, and the rare feeling that the day had been interrupted in a good way. Fast food was tied to birthday parties, weekend errands, sports practice, mall trips, and the permission to eat something your normal kitchen did not serve. Hunger, anticipation, and routine did part of the seasoning. Yes, some industry details changed. Recipes, suppliers, cooking methods, portion sizes, and ingredients have shifted over time. But memory edits taste too. The fries may have changed, but so did the person eating them. That is why the answer is not simple. The food was real, but so was the childhood around it. Modern fast food moved from a place you entered to a system you passed through. Today, the order may start on a phone before anyone smells the fries. A kiosk replaces the cashier. A pickup shelf replaces the tray handoff. Delivery apps bring the bag to a couch, an office desk, or a parked car. The buildings changed too. Bright cartoon colors, plastic booths, playground tunnels, and character-heavy branding gave way to cleaner logos, muted interiors, and spaces designed for adults in a hurry. This did not make fast food worse. It made it more efficient. But efficiency removes steps from the ritual. There is less waiting at the counter, less staring at the menu board, less ceremony in opening the bag. Modern fast food is easier to get, but harder to mythologize. This is why the internet keeps rebuilding the old menu in fragments. Nostalgia videos zoom in on retro packaging. Comment sections argue over discontinued sauces, old fries, pizza, wraps, and desserts. Commercial compilations run for hours, and every few months, another Bring It Back campaign tries to prove that one missing item would fix everything. But the deeper memory is usually not just the recipe. It is a parent saying yes after errands. It is the toy in the bag before the burger is even unwrapped. It is fries eaten in the car, a sticky booth by the window, a playground tunnel, or a birthday party under fluorescent lights. The food mattered, but it was surrounded by an entire world that made it taste bigger. So maybe fast food did taste different. Ingredients changed, menus shifted, and restaurants became more efficient. But the bigger difference was everything around it. The toy, the booth, the playground, the paper bag, the commercials, and the drive-through ritual that made a cheap meal feel like an event. Thanks for watching. Write a comment with the 90s fast food item, toy, restaurant, or birthday party memory you still think about.